Just want to talk about a quick warm-up that I pretty much give all of my students and something that I still do to this day. Basically, I call it the 4-finger 4-fret exercise. I'm not the first person to come up with this. It's not rocket surgery. So pick any 4 frets. Usually 5 to 8 is a good starting place. So your first finger is going to correspond to the first fret you're on. So for me, the 5th fret. Second finger, 6th fret. Third finger, 7th fret. Pinky, 8th fret. And what I want to start out by doing is simply playing each finger, all frets, up the strings. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then back down. What I actually want to hone in on this is a couple things. There's many ways to kind of scale this exercise up and build upon it, but you don't have to think about notes, right? It's simply pressing buttons and thinking about the order of your fingers. The other thing is we really want to pay attention to our left hand. So yeah, you might be able to do it fine, but I really want you to watch yourself and maybe take a video or go slowly, especially if your fingers are kind of going out and being splayed out like this. Pay attention to how you can keep your fingers close together. I always like to show that if you hold your fingers out like this, you're forcing your fingers to do that, right? They're spread apart. You're feeling muscles that are kind of going up and being used, but if you let go, our fingers naturally want to be friends. So, think about when you're walking, just standing up, walking around, my fingers are like that. They're not like that. That'd be kind of ridiculous. So same thing, it's the same thing we want with guitar. Unfortunately, the guitar is an unnatural implement. This is a very strange object. This thing used to be a tree and some metal, and now it's being made to play music, and we're not used to working our hands in this exact manner as well. So although our fingers want to stay close together, and that's what we need, if you don't have that awareness, a lot of times, especially when you get to the ring finger, the pinky goes down or just moves out. It does weird things, and if you go backwards, sometimes the first finger, just all these kind of motions where your fingers are all kind of away from the neck. And again, if they're away from the neck, not only is it using muscles that's ultimately going to go all the way up here and hurt you in the long run, it's also just think of the distance that your finger is away from the neck. If my pinky's the next one that I have to use, but it's all the way up here, that's that much more room I got to move. So if you're trying to build your speed and build your dexterity and internalization of the fretboard and just getting around, you really need your fingers to be close together and chilling right next to each other. So do every which way, up and down. And this is where you start changing up the order of the fingers, because 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, that's cool, or 4, 3, 2, 1, but we're not so lucky to have music that's going to be exclusively using our fingers in a sequential order. So now all you have to do is figure out different permutations. So pick any of a combination of 1 through 4. Let's do 2, 3, 4, 1. So now I'm going to do middle, ring, pinky first. Okay, and on the way up, descending, you can either do it literally the same way, so 2, 3, 4, 1, or you can do the inverse, which would be 1, 4, 3, 2, right? Yeah, 1, 4, 3, 2. You come up with all these different patterns, do it all across the neck in different places, because it's going to feel different with the size of the frets. And I'll do 1, 3, 2, 4 up here. And the inverse would be 4, 2, 3, 1. My hand is nice and agile, not pressing too hard on the thumb. The thumb is, flexible, moving, giving me some access if I need to by lowering it and making sure my elbow is kind of tight into my body, but nothing's clenched up around here. As far as the right hand, really, as far as right now, we have a nice even number of frets and fingers. So Alternate picking is totally cool, doing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then on the way down, down, up, down, up. But personally, I do a lot of economy picking. So it'd be the same exact thing going up the strings, down, up, down, up. But if I'm doing economy picking, if I'm descending, going from the high strings to the low strings, I'm actually going to do up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So each new string is starting with an up. Basically, the logic is you're following the direction in which your hand is actually moving across the strings. So I tend to like that. You know, obviously play around. You could do legato, one pick per string. Lots of ways to kind of scaffold this and turn it into your own, but I think it's a great exercise and one that does not take a lot of brain power. You're simply pressing buttons, so to speak, but you can really hone in on the awareness of, you know, your hands, whether your right hand needs attention or your left hand needs attention, or, you know, your posture's all messed up, or, you know, you're holding the guitar weird. And again, just a couple minutes a day is a great way to, you know, get that finger strength and especially dexterity while doing different permutations.